Good morning, everyone. Good morning, children. This is SP Prasanna Lakshmi, Principal TSMS Aminabad, Warangal Rural. Children, we are here with commerce session. Today you are going to learn first chapter, second part. In this you will come to know total syllabus, what all you are going to learn in the first year and second year. What are the topics, everything you will be covering today. Clear, children? So here with us, our eminent teacher, Swati Mutyala, PGT Commerce. She is from TSMS, Anajipuram, Penpahar, Suryapet district. Children, she is with TSMS family with 7 years and she is still continuing and she is ready with her smile to explain today's session, business activities. Okay, children? So be ready. Very interesting topic. You'll enjoy the topic. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Respected principals and dear faculty and students, a very good morning to each and all. First of all, I'm Swati Mutyala, PGT Commerce of our model school family, Anajipuram village, Penpahar Mandal, Suryapet district. First of all, I thankful to our AD and JD Garu and the webinar staff for facilitating a great opportunity to the faculty to enhance their teaching skills through online, and also which is very beneficial for the students to continue their studies in this pandemic situation. And here, I also thankful to our subject coordinator, Srimati SP Prasanna Lakshmi Garu, the principal of TSMS Aminabad, Warangal Rural, for guiding and encouraging us to participate in these webinar sessions successfully. Thank you, madam. And now, the students of intermediate first year, I congratulate you and a very warm welcome to model schools. Students, here, commerce means it is a new subject. You might have thought that you did not have this subject up to the level of your SSC. So students, here you should not worry about anything. I just wanted to give you an idea about the career opportunities which you have in commerce subject. See children, I'm sharing my screen. You have enormous opportunities in the field of banking, investments, insurance, capital market, accounting and taxation. And also you can be settled as a company secretary, cost and work accountant, cost and management accountant, actuaries, and certified financial planner. So students, don't worry about this subject. Though it is new to you, our faculty is every time they are ready to guide you, help you, and clarifies your doubts, whatever you have. Only thing you have to do, your responsibility, regularly catch up with the sessions, proper utilization of these webinar classes, and make a habit of taking the running notes. Whatever queries you have, make a list of that, and which will be discussed immediately after the session. Okay, students? So during the sessions, you have to be alert, active, attentive. Show your interest and zeal to know the new subject. Okay, students? Let us start our session. All the best to you. Here, before going to discuss our topic directly, I wanted to ask you some questions which are already discussed in earlier classes. Students, you might have completed 3 sessions of your accountancy and 1 session of commerce. You must know that commerce is consisting of 2 parts. Part A, that is theory part, commerce, and part B, that is the practical part, accountancy. Now, our topic is the second chapter in first unit. Okay, children? So here are my questions to you. Students, make an active participation. Okay? Right. My first question is classify the human activities. Second question is types of economic activities. And the third one is what is business. Already you have completed in your earlier classes. Just recall all this information. Okay, students. Here, human being is a social animal. Being a social animal, he has to interact with the society. He has to share his feelings and emotions with others. So in this way, he has to engage with so many activities where they are related to economic activities or non-economic activities. As you know that economic activities are related to money and non-economic activities are related to service. Isn't it, guys? So here, all those activities which are undertaken by the human beings are known as human activities. Got it, students? Yes. And about economic activities, these economic activities are in turn categorized into three: employment, profession, business. Employment means it is a contract between an employer and employee, where the employer is giving a job or work to do to employee, and for that he paid for salary or wage.
Swati madam, sorry to disturb you.
Okay,
Screen share cheyandi ma.
Yeah, share చేశాను మేడం.
Share అవ్వలేదు.
Now, madam?
No, not it.
Now, madam? Now, madam?
Amma, click on share screen. Go to your presentation.
It is clear, madam. Here.
Once again, click on share screen.
Is it okay, madam?
No, ma, it's not seen.
One thing.
Thanks.
Now, madam?
Yeah, no. Yes, yes, it's done.
Okay, madam?
Yes, ma. Please continue.
Is it clear with the career opportunities, madam?
No, please run the slides.
Okay. Compose. Shall I start, madam?
Yeah, go to slideshow mode. Yes, yes, yes. Please continue.
Subject. Okay, student? Right. And now,
Again, start sharing the screen. Ma, I think it's lost.
Okay, madam. Sorry, madam. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Please do it again.
Is it clear, madam?
No. Make it full screen and run in the slideshow mode.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Okay, madam?
Ah, yes, ma.
Okay. Madam, shall I start from the...
Yes. Yes. Career.
Okay. Yes, students. Here you have many career opportunities which are related to commerce. You can choose your career in the field of banking, investments, insurance, capital market, accounting and taxation, and also you can be settled as a company secretary, cost and work accountant, cost and management accountant, actuaries, and also certified financial planner. So students, don't worry about the subject. You have many opportunities in your career with this subject. So now our subject is the second chapter in first unit. So as you know that commerce subject is consisting with the two parts. Part A is a theory part, that is commerce, and part B is a practical part, that is accountancy. Three of sessions you have completed in your accountancy, and one session of theory part commerce you have completed. Now I just wanted to ask you some questions which are related to the earlier classes. Okay, students, here are my questions to you. That is, classify the human activities, types of economic activities, and what is business. So children, make an active participation. Human activities. Human being is a social animal. Being a social animal, he has to interact with the society. So daily from the morning he gets from the bed and until the night he goes to the bed. He has to interact with many people. So he engaged with many activities. Those activities are known as human activities. Maybe they are economic activities or non-economic activities. As you know that economic activities are related to money, whereas non-economic activities are related to service. So now here I'm giving picture that types of economic activities. Types of economic activities are categorized into three. That is employment, profession, and business. Employment, here the two parties take part. It is a contract between the employer and employee, whereas employer employs the employee and he paid some salary or wage to do some work. It is a contract, an agreement between the employer and employee. When it comes to profession, that is, the people specialized, they trained in this particular subject. For example, teachers, doctors, engineers, chartered accountants, etc. So, the persons, the individuals specialized in some sort of particular subject and they are professionalized in that. So, that is profession. And when it comes to business, business is a purely economic activity where expectation of profit. So it is a main objective is gaining profit. So being busy is business. So that is business involves with so many activities, isn't it, children? So here it is involves with the production, exchange, distribution and sale of goods and services with the objective of making profits out of that. So it is a business. So that's why business is not a simple thing. It is a big task. Involves with n number of activities. So where the activities undertaken or engaged by a business organization in the course of running its regular operations and making profits, those activities are known as business activities. Now, here it's our chapter that is business activities. Okay, students, I hope you understood. Business activities. I repeat, the activities which are involved and undertaken by a business organization in the course of running its regular operations and making profits, those activities are known as business activities. So in this chapter, students, we are going to learn the topics, that is business activities, what are the activities involved in business, and what is the importance of commerce, and what are the disturbances of commerce which makes business critically, and what is the branches of commerce. This is very, very important, children, and distinction between industry, commerce and trade. So children, by the end of this session, you could able to understand the activities of business, what is the importance of business, and you can be analyzed with what are the hindrances involved in commerce, and also the helping agencies which causes to smooth running of business organization. Okay, students, and now we come to our topic, that is business activities. Now here, children, mainly the business organization is involved with two major activities. Those are production and distribution. So these are the two major activities, production and distribution, engaged by business organization. The first activity is production. Production means producing the goods and services, manufacturing the goods and services. So many goods and services are there. We use daily in our lives, we use so many goods. So all these goods and services are produced and manufactured in industry. So students, the activity is known as production, and the activity where it takes place is known as industry. So here the major first activity of business is production, which take place in industry. Industry is also known as firm and also factory in general language. Okay, students. So now here industry, various types of industries are there which produces or manufactures so many types of goods and services. Just we'll look into that. See here we have 6 major types of industries: primary industry, genetic industry, extractive industry, manufacturing industry, construction industry, and service industry. So I'll just give the example. Why? Because this is presently it is deleted from your syllabus, but since it is a major activity of the business, and I just wanted to give you examples. That is, the examples of primary industry is, it is related to nature, agriculture, farming, fisheries, horticulture. All those industries comes under primary industry. Whereas genetic industry, genetic means hereditary. It is reproduction activity. The reproduction activity will take place in this industry. For example, poultry, cattle breeding, nurseries, all these activities and all these industries comes under genetic industry. Extractive industry, extraction, bringing out of the earth or water. So what we are bringing out here, oils, minerals, coal, All these are the examples. So coal mines, all these, the related industries comes under extractive industry. And when it comes to manufacturing industry, manufacturing, here the raw material is converted into final goods. So like that, all manufacturing industries, synthetic industries, analytical industry, assembling industries, processing industry, all these industries comes under manufacturing industries. Whereas construction industry, constructing the building, roads, dams, canals, all these activities taken under construction industry. And here service industry means tourism, hotels. So all these service which are related to service, all these are entertainment also. So these are related to service industry. So guys, I hope you understand the types of industries. Various types of industries produces so many types of goods and services which you daily use in your life. Okay, students? And now the second major activity in business, that is distribution. Distribution means once the goods and services are produced, manufactured, that should be available to the customers, consumers who directly consume that product. So here the channel goes like this: production, distribution, consumption. So the production, if the goods and services are produced in this industry, that should be available to consumers. So who takes the responsibility to bring those goods and services to the market where all the customers come there and buy their product? Some distribution channel should be there. Some proper channel should be there. It is possible through commerce. So here, student, commerce is a activity involves with the distribution and exchange of goods and services. So here it is a main important thing which plays a prominent role in discharging or distributing the goods and services which facilitate to the consumers. Okay, students, now we'll discuss this commerce in detail. I repeat that commerce refers to those activities which are necessary to bring the goods and services from the production place to consumption place. Isn't it, children? So the consumers cannot go directly to the industries and buy the products. That's why here commerce facilitates that opportunity to bring the product from the place of production and to the place of markets. And it is available to consumers. Got it, children? Right. So here commerce plays a prominent role. That's why it's very important. We'll see the importance of commerce. See, human wants are unlimited. So they'll buy the products as per their desire. So according to their desire, the industry should produce the goods and services. So those goods and services have to bring through commerce. So commerce facilitate and satisfy the human wants. Okay, students? And here, if the consumers are getting the goods and services in proper time, as they desire, in proper place, within the proper price up to where they expected, so definitely they are getting the quality goods. So here, commerce increasing the standard of living of the people. And also, commerce facilitate the opportunity of linking producers and consumers. Why? Because it is bringing the produced products from the place of production to the place of consumption. So here it maintains a relationship between producers and consumers. Okay, children? Right. And next, by bringing those goods and services, it needs so many helping agencies. So to run these activities, some manpower should be needed. So automatically, commerce generates an employment opportunities to the people. And in this way, business activities are enlarging. So if the production activity increases, automatically GDP will increase, Students, you might have studied in your social studies in SSC that production and employment lesson. So there, the total goods produced in a year by 3 sectors is GDP. So here also, if the business activities are increasing, production increases. So if the production is increasing, automatically it leads to the economic growth, that is national income. Okay, students? And next, it expands the aids to trade. Aids to trade means the helping agencies, auxiliaries, which makes the business operations smooth. So here, commerce facilitates the free flow of goods and services from producers to consumers. So automatically here, the aids trade is expanding. So students, one thing here you have to remember that during the session, we come across with so many new terms. So you have to habituate with the subject terminology. It is compulsion. Okay, students? Right. And automatically, business activities are increasing, and it's increasing and expand beyond the country. Then the business has to maintain the relationship with the other countries. So automatically, it encourages the international trade. And also, it benefits for the underdeveloped countries. How? The underdeveloped countries adopt the manpower, skilled labor, and technology know-how from the developed countries, whereas the developed countries take the raw material and it converted into finished goods. So like that, underdeveloped countries, they'll have a choice to develop themselves. And lastly, commerce is very, very important during the emergencies, floods, earthquakes, like that. So to facilitate foodstuff, water facilities, clothes, whatever is needed by the people, that will be only possible through commerce. So now, this commerce is very, very important, and it involves with the activities and things which surrounded by us. Okay, students? Right. Though commerce is very important, it involves some hindrances. Hindrances means disturbances. So what type of disturbances will be involved in this? Hindrance of person. That is, produce goods and services should be bring to the market. So here some persons are needed, the buyers and sellers. So these buyers and sellers take active part to sell the product and purchase the product. So here trade, look here children in the diagram, that is trade facilitate the buying and selling activities which removes the hindrance of person. Got it children? So here some person should be needed to bring those goods and services and hand it over to the consumer. So here sellers and buyers take active part. So this is the trading activity. It is possible through trade. This trading activity is removed the hindrance of person. And next, hindrance of place. So here transportation facilitate the goods and services to bring from the industry to the marketplace. So here so many transportation facilities are there. So it removes the hindrance of place. And next, sometimes during the seasonal products are not needed by the consumers, or else it is not demanded by the market. So in that time, what they have to do, that produced goods and services should be securely, they have to store in some place for the time duration. So here the hindrance of time and duration, this will be removed by the warehousing by storing all those products until they needed by the consumers, or else it is demanded in the market. Got it children? Right. And one more thing, finance. business organization is needed financial support to run its daily operations requirements. So this financial support is given by bank. So bank facilitate the financial support to the business organization to free flow of goods and services and attaining its organizational goals, and also satisfies the consumer needs. Okay, students, that is. So banking facilitates and removes the hindrance of finance. And risk. Business is a big task. It involves with n number of activities. It is not a simple thing, isn't it, children? So what will be happen tomorrow? We don't know. So future is uncertain. So it involves with huge risk. This risk is removed or reduced by insurance companies. So here, insurance companies will give the assurance to the business organization to support in the situation of risky times. Okay. And next, about the product, the consumer should know the details about the products which are produced in the industry. So all these details, all this knowledge about the product, from where will get the consumers know the details about the product through advertisements. Here we already know so many advertisements daily we look on TV. So advertisements give the facilitation and removes the hindrance of knowledge, that is promotion. And lastly, information. Whatever information which is needed by the consumers, that will be exchange of information, exchange of details, or exchange of product facilities. This information is given through communication. So proper communication channel should be there. This communication removes the hindrance of information. So students, here by this slide, it is very clear that the hindrances which are involved in commerce and also which are removed by the helping agencies, which are also called as aids to trade. Okay, students, is it clear? Right. And now, branches of commerce. Students, it's very, very important. Why? Because here the commerce is categorized into two, trade and aids to trade. These two topics now just we are discussing as two topics, that is, but here trade and aids to trade. In your second year, you are going to learn these two topics as different chapters. So that's why these are very, very important. We concentrate. So commerce is categorized into trade and aids to trade. Okay, students. Now we'll discuss about trade. Trade means it is an activity involved with selling and buying. Sellers sell the product, buyers purchase the product. So an individual who does the trade known as trader. So this trade is categorized into home trade and foreign trade. Again. So first we'll discuss about home trade. Home trade means is also known as domestic trade, internal trade. The trade activities takes place within the country. Okay, the producers and the consumers are belongs to the same country. So that's why here by the picture you can easily identify that Make in India, the producers and the consumers both are belongs to same nation. So the trading activities which undertaken and which are within the political and geographical area of the nation, that is home trade. So this home trade is again, these are divided into two, wholesale trade and retail trade. Now wholesale trade. So you can look here, the channel goes like this. Producers who produces the goods and services, and from there the wholesaler goes to the industry and buy the products from the producers and take those huge quantities of products, bulky quantity of products, and they sell to the retailers again, and which in turn sell to the consumers. Got it, children? So here wholesalers playing a mediator role between producers and retailers. If the consumer wants, they want to buy in huge quantities directly from the wholesalers, it's their wish. So the channels goes like this. Wholesalers produce, wholesalers buy the products from the producers and they sell the products to the retailers in smaller quantities. So here you can observe the picture that the goods and services are stored in huge quantities. Okay, students? So this is about wholesale trade, that is. And next, retail trade. Retail trade, that is, here the retailers plays a role, that is, they buy the product, they get the product from producers as well as wholesalers. Sometimes the retailers can directly go to the industries and buy the product from the producers. And then in turn, they sell the products to the consumers. By the picture here, you can observe that the shopkeeper selling the goods and services to the customers in smaller quantities. So that is retail trade. So channel goes like this. Retailer buy the products and goods and services from the producers as well as wholesalers, and they sell to the consumers. Got it, children? This is home trade. Involves with two trade activities, wholesale trade and retail trade. And next, foreign trade. Foreign trade is also known as international trade, external trade, where different countries take participation. So the country is maintaining the relationship and trading with other countries is known as foreign trade. This foreign trade involves with the three activities, that is export, import and entreport. Here you can observe the picture that import means the country which import inside. The goods and services are getting inside. It is purchasing the goods and services from other countries. So here I gave an examples of imports of India. See, by the picture you can know that nuclear reactors, chemical fertilizers from USA and Russia, paper from Sweden, waxes, plastic and electronic components, gold, etc. All these are the products of imports where India imports from other countries. Got it, students? These examples are not there in your textbooks. Please make a note of that. Okay? And whereas exports means external, the country selling the goods and services to other countries. Those are known as exports. So here are the examples of some exports from India to other countries. That is mineral fuels, gems, some precious metals, spices, organic fertilizers, that is chemicals, and iron and steel, and vehicles also. So these are all the examples of exports from India to other countries. So now students, you have got an idea about import and export. Import means inside, getting the goods inside of the nation, and export means these are exporting to, these are the goods and services are going external to other countries. Okay? And one more activity, one more trade is there, that is entreport. This is very, very important. Entreport involves with both the activities, where import and exports. How? Look the example here. India is playing a role of entreport trade. It is importing the rubber from Thailand and exporting to Japan. So here, India is receiving some raw material and converting them to finished goods, and those finished goods it is selling to other countries. And also I'll give the one more example that India is importing raw material from Sri Lanka and converting into finished goods, and those finished goods are exporting to the British countries. So here by the picture, it is clear that here entreport means importing from one country and exporting to the other country. So both the activities are involved here in entreport, imports and exports. So is it clear, children? Right. It is about three activities: imports, exports, and export, which involves in international trade. Now comes to the topic that is aids to trade. Along with the trading activities, an organization need these all helping auxiliaries for the free flow of goods and services for running business operations smoothly, and also to attain the organizational goals. So these are very, very important. Just we'll go through that. First one is types of transportation. We have three types of transportation: land, water, air. So here transportation, there are two means of land transportation: by road and railway. If we take the examples, road transportation, see the picture. The goods and services they are bringing and they are transporting from one place to another place by road. See, recently TSRTC also implemented a service, door-to-door service to the consumers, that is cargo parcel services. So it is the best example for road transportation. So it gives the flexibility to door-to-door service. It is a specialization of road transportation, that is, especially in by road transportation, it is possible door-to-door delivery to the consumers. And whereas railway transportation, the goods, it involves and it takes the goods and services from one place to another place. So these are the best examples of road transportation and railway transportation. And this is the best example for home trade. Road and railway transportation is the best example for home trade, where the goods and services, those activities involves within the nation. And goes to air transportation and water transportation. These two transportation are the examples for international trade, where it takes a huge amount of goods and services to other countries. See here by the picture, this cargo services, cargo airlines and cargo shipping. The goods and services these are taken over by airways, and water services by ships, big steamers, big boats. Through this, the goods and services are brought from the place of production to the place of consumption. So these all goods and services are exported to other countries through airways and waterways also. Okay, children? So this is about transportation. And next, communication. Communication is very, very important, where the consumers are very need of information about the goods and services. So here it is an exchange of information. So here mass media, the internet, nowadays everything is purchasing through online, e-commerce, e-trading, e-banking, everything is. So it is only possible through communication. And next, warehousing. The large quantities of goods and services are stored securely in warehouses. Warehousing means godowns. So now by the picture, you can easily identify that warehousing facility means the goods and services are safely, they are stored in a place until they needed in the market. Okay, students? And next, insurance. Insurance gives the assurance to the business organization by giving their support, like life insurance, general insurance, fire insurance, marine insurance. Marine insurance means marine adventures, that is on the water. Okay, these are the examples of insurance. So it takes the responsibility against the risk and they spread it over to number of investors, number of insurance policy makers. Okay, students. So mainly the insurance gives the assurance to the business operations. Next, banking. Banking is it gives a big support, financial support to the business organization. So by giving so many credit facilities, overdraft facilities, and it makes so many payments through online also. That is e-banking, settlements, all these facilities given by banking. And whereas advertisement give the knowledge about the goods and services, how to use, when to use, and where it will get. Like that, about the goods and services, it gives the information about details of products to the consumers. So by the picture, you can easily identify it is the best example of advertisement. And packing. Packing is very important. Why? Because during the goods and services are transforming from one place to another place, that goods and services should be protected properly. That should not be damaged. So for this, packing is also very, very important. Okay, children. So these are all the auxiliary agencies which plays an important role for smooth running of business organization. So here it is a distinction between industry, commerce and trade. So students, it is already there in your textbook. Now you come to the point that you could understand about industry, commerce and trade activities which are involved in the business operations. Just go through with your textbook. Okay, children? Right. And now we are end up with the session, that is, now we have discussed that business activities, importance of hindrance of commerce, branches of commerce, and distinction between industry, commerce, and trade. Okay, students? Got the idea? Is it clear to you? Right. Now, student activity. I want to give an activity to you people that identify the activities of a wholesaler and the retailer at your near marketplace. At near your house, so many shopkeepers will be there. So just observe and identify the activities, what they are doing in their daily activities, and make a note of that. Okay, students? Now, it is your assignment that explain the significance. Significance means importance. Explain the significance of commerce in the present scenario. All we discussed why the commerce is very important and what are the role played in business operations. Okay, students? Right. And second one is define entrepot trade with examples. So entrepot already we discussed. It involves with two trading activities, that is export and import. So just give some example of that entrepot. Okay, students, is it clear? If you have any doubts, just ask me. I hope you have
Thank you,
understood.
madam. Thank you, madam. Class was excellent with little disturbance. Okay, it's okay. As we are depending on online, we have to bear little. Okay, children. See, now with this session, you have understood the importance of commerce. And see, on the whole, you got an idea what is the subject and what you are going to learn in the second year each. One more important point I want to stress here once again about that entry port. The name itself tells entry port means entering and re-exporting. So you can expect a question in all the exams. And one more thing, one or two words you have to remember, like hindrance means disturbance. Why I'm saying is sometimes in 1 year they'll use the word disturbances in the commerce. Then sometimes they'll use hindrances in the commerce. If you learn only hindrances and then in any other paper, if you find a disturbance, you won't get. So, as ma'am said, take down the points, note down, and try to remember. See, from childhood, from second class, third class only, you're learning about transport means road rate. Don't think it's so simple and so easy. It's only introduction you have heard here. As a separate single chapters, you have to learn. You will learn in first year and second year, very depth of that subject. So it's very, very important. And in the same way, warehousing also, one more word, go down. Never we can expect. We all heard outside, go downs, we'll see. Never no one use warehouses. But as a commerce subject, you need to understand warehousing is nothing but go downs. So these are the commerce terminology, children. You have to note down write down and try to remember. Then you can understand the further classes. These are the words, first lesson, many new words you have learned. If you understand, then only the further classes, it will be easy to understand the topic when the session is going on. Okay, children, make a note of all this. Thank you so much. Thank you, Swati madam.
Thank you all. Thank you, madam.